Hey guys, it's Mike the Wrestling Guy Smith. This video is actually for something I really want to talk about that I haven't talked about in a while. I'm not really late, I'm actually early. I want to talk about rival schools, like one of the characters from rival schools getting into Street Fighter Five. Um, Here's my beef with Street Fighter Five. I liked the game when it first came out because it was different, it was new, it had a lot of new characters, a lot of new customs. Like the V triggers were fine. I just think AISM should have been a thing again, like they did in the Ultra series. I mean, the Alpha series, but they didn't do that. And Rival Schools is one of those fighting games that I've heard so much about it, but never played because at the time it was around PlayStations and Dreamcast, and I never bought it because the stores that carried the games that I wanted to buy closed down. So Rival Schools now to me, if I went back and played it now, I probably wouldn't miss anything because it's pretty much similar if I'm thinking about it from Marvel vs. Capcom or Marvel or X-Men Children of Adam with the combo systems and everything. And I feel like they could have did a spiritual successor to Rival Schools probably in the mid 2000s. And I'm thinking they should have when they made SNK2. But I think the reason why they don't want to do it at the time because they took the people from Rival Schools to put in their games. And I don't really think that Daisuke Ono actually left. Because here's my thing about Daisuke Ono. It's just that he doesn't he is a great creator in his own right, in his own mind to be. Because here's my thing. I don't feel how do I put this, guys? Rival Schools should have had a spiritual successor to the game. To it 100%. And I think Capcom doesn't know how to really make a spiritual successor to the game or pretty much a sequel to the game that we've been clamoring for. Because Rival Schools kind of had it came out at a weird time anyway, around 90 and 95. Because it was pretty much the end of the PlayStation era. Because PlayStation didn't come out till 95. And I think it was the end of it because when the Dreamcast came out, that was the end of start of the Dreamcast era, but the end of it in like mid 2002, because that was when PS2 came out and Sega just died because of it. See, it's like a Rival Schools like any other game to me, like how NFL Blitz used to be the biggest football game on Nintendo 64 and the Dreamcast and the GameCube. I think a little bit on the GameCube and the PS2 as well. But they kind of like NFL Blitz kind of disappeared and turned into NFL Street, which was a EA product. Because the thing is, Rival Schools, them being in Street Fighter Five, because I already have an idea that they are connected 100%. But to me, that kind of doesn't really work because I mean, if they were gonna do that, they should have just said, "Listen, we should make a rival school and put Karen and Sakura in it because she's actually part of rival schools as much as she doesn't want to, as much as people don't believe that." And it's like a 20-year-old game, almost 20 or 30 years old now, and I feel like now is the perfect time, like how they're bringing spiritual success, like how they're bringing games back as a remastered or a complete sequel. Like Tony Hawk is coming back in September. That's gonna be a big push for people who are big Tony Hawk fans back in the mid like with the PS1 days. And I played Tony Hawk and all these in cool borders and stuff. I just didn't buy them because I didn't have the time, the money or the store to get them. So like I said, people don't understand what I've done as a kid. See, like I said, that's Ono. I think it is a love letter. I think him putting Akira is a love letter to the fans. I'm saying thank you for remembering Rival School. Thank you guys for all the love and support you guys have given me over the years. Because this is the thing, Street Fighter Five is a love letter to Street Fighter fans because it's the future of tech. I mean, it's the future of fighting games. Like Guilty Gear Strive, when it comes out, is a love letter to the Guilty Gear series from the '90s, from all the way into the 2000s, from all the way till now because that's a love letter. That's why I like it because it's a love letter that I've noticed that it's getting passed around. See, And that's the thing. Nowadays, you have game fighting game creators and creators making love letters for them because in reality, it really is a love letter to them. It's kind of sad because it is. Because it's like, I've seen people do it 1,000 times where they don't want to admit to themselves they actually know that the game's a love letter, or pretty much creators don't want to admit to themselves that it is. Because, like I said before, people don't understand that what we do in the field, like what we do with fighting games, even games going forward, I think that there's so much that we could do, and there's so much we can't do. And then the realism is that we're actually trying to make more problems for each other or ourselves. Because the realization is that I'm not angry about the war. I'm not angry about her being in rival school. I think it's a good idea. But I think it also this is kind of I think this is kind of the benchmark for rival schools to kind of come back in some way. Even if it's not a complete even if it's not a complete sequel, or like how they want to bring Puzzle Fighter back into the world. And I think they should do that like Darkstalkers, actually make a Darkstalkers 3 and do it. Because Darkstalkers kind of feels like it's like one of the hidden gems of Capcom. Dude, they didn't really do that much. And like I said before, it's people remembering the stuff. Because like I said, see, PlayStation was kind of I guess you could say the breadwinner for Capcom because they brought Mega Man X. They brought Mega Man X 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 didn't come till like about PS2 era because I remember playing. I don't remember playing X7 because I never bought it to the collection so I could play it now. And here's my thing: is that it's not a bad thought. It's not. I think that it was the breadwinner. I think it was literally trying to do something that they've been trying to do with Capcom for years. Same thing with Sega doing the thing for House of the Dead. We're making so many sequels, but the one on the Wii kind of didn't work out because Overkill just didn't work out because it was done. The light gun shooter era doesn't really work for me because the light gun shooter era is kind of dead because of Time Crisis 5 being on the PS3. That's why Time Crisis 5 doesn't exist anymore. Or it hasn't been like a 6 or 7 because the light gun shooter era is kind of gone. Because, like, Time Crisis was for PS2 when it came out. And I think because PS2 was kind of producing it and just trying to be. Because Namco wasn't Namco and Bandai, Namco was Namco. And I think them creating, like, with Time Crisis 3 and 4 came, when Time Crisis, Crisis Zone came out, I think they came out because of the Namco demo disc that they wanted to produce, and I was kind of mad because I didn't really get to see it. I really didn't get to play Time Crisis, so that's one game I kind of missed out on, and I can't really play it now because I would have to buy the game or go to a game store that has PS2 games and buy it, or buy it off of eBay. But anyway, like I said, I think Rival Schools is gonna come. Rival Schools is gonna come back in some way, shape, or form. It might be another. We might be getting a sequel for it. Finally, we might be getting Rival Schools 3, and I think it should be. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.